Reduced library hours, bus route cuts, and the lack of free after-school sports or arts programs are just a few of the issues kids as young as 6 will address at the San Diego Human Relations Commission meeting tonight. Joining me is the organizer of tonight's unusual presentation, Joni Halpern, director of SPIN, or the Supportive Parents Information Network, and Mark Dillon, Vice Chair of San Diego's Human Relations Commission. Welcome to Evening Edition.
Thank you.
Joni, give us a few examples of how city budget cuts are actually affecting families that you work with.
Well, the reduced library hours and the failure to keep equipment up has cost kids homework assignments that have to be done on computer. They have no internet at home. The increase in water costs have caused lots of families to lose their water for weeks at a time. It's not healthy for the community. And the increased cost for transportation have cost some people their jobs or reduced hours and lowered the family budget.
Some of the kids presenting tonight, they wrote letters and they have direct impact on them and their families. Let me present a couple excerpts from their letters directly from these children. Jorge Garcia says that most students have internet assignments. We take tests on the internet. People say go to the library, but it's closed a lot of the time. Third grader Angela Salgado tells the commission, I would like to learn art, drama, and music, but if your mom cannot pay for classes, you cannot have them. SPIN Youth leader Derek Montez says when you raise bus fees and reduce bus routes, it results in low-income parents having a harder time finding work and getting to work. Mark, these are a lot of complaints. I'm not sure that the city has heard them. What is your relationship with city leaders, and how will you get these kids' messages to them?
The Human Relations Commission is composed of about a dozen volunteer commissioners who are appointed by city councilmen or the mayor. And our job is, when we encounter someone like Joni's SPIN group, is to they've presented to us, we've looked at what they're talking about, we see that the people of San Diego are not being served properly. Hopefully not, we can help give them more exposure and illuminate their problems, illuminate their issues into city government. We don't have any authority to do anything. We don't have any budget, but we work with SPIN in this case to elevate the issues.
And you could bend their ear a little bit. You did so with food stamps.
We did that with food stamps, and we've done it with other groups. The Learning Center in San Diego City Schools, we help them position their issues in front of the school board. We partner with the ADL on a cyberbullying conference every year, at least for the last 3 years, with over 200 teachers and students and administrators. So our good offices allow us to give access to facilities and people in their effort to push their cause or to get their issues elevated.
And Joni, this isn't the first time these young kids, even one who's 6 years old, have presented. A couple of them went to Sacramento. Tell us about that.
They went to Sacramento to talk about how the budget cuts, which were being made greatly in public benefits programs, were going to affect their lives.
Give some examples. You had a 6-year-old talk about one impact.
We had a 6-year-old talk about sleeping on the floor because his mom didn't have enough money to pay for beds. She could pay for the rent, but not the beds. We had a child talk about what it meant to have your water turned off, how it decreases the health of the family and therefore the community. We had kids talk about how these things meant something in their everyday lives, about what they could or could not do.
What do you hope that the commission can do for you in this situation?
I was just telling Mark when we were waiting that power isn't always about the title that you have or the kind of position you have. It's about whether you're willing to tell the truth and do something about it and talk to people in power. And the Human Relations Commission has shown us they're willing to do that. And I feel like this is the beginning of an open door to talk about these issues.
I'd like to emphasize how important it is that groups like SPIN exist because they have done their homework. They've done research. They actually go out and meet with the people and are involved in the group. And that's what allows us to do what we do. We don't have a staff. So to have a group like SPIN available who really does the research, brings us information, gives us direction to go to do our own additional research is key. You can't just come to the Human Relations Commission and complain. You need to come with the kind of information and background and planning that they have. So that's why they're being successful.
Both of your groups are volunteer organizations. Do you think, Mark, that this will have an impact on city officials? Do you think they'll say, wow, we didn't consider the trickle-down effect of raising water bills on kids getting to school in time?
It can. We have had had great luck with SPIN and the food stamp program, working with the county. So you don't always get the result you want, but you always try. And so I'm very eager tonight's meeting. We're going to have Joni and her group there. So ask me that question afterwards. Right now, I'm still in the learning process on the kids stuff.
All right, we'd love to have you both back on. We're out of time. So Joni Halpern and Mark Dillon, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Peggy.